Hey, it's Councilman Salters and Councilman Grove. We just got done with budget hearings.
Yeah.
Woo woo! So we were in there for about 2.5 hours. Not too long.
Than expected.
Yeah. We thought it'd be around 4 hours today. It was about 2.5. But one of the nice things is our department heads do a bang-up job.
They put countless hours
Right.
into preparing these budgets, so we don't have to sit in there for 4 hours. And we're just so fortunate to have the department heads that we do.
Yeah, and one of the things when you look at the budgets, to kind of give you an overview of what we see, we have a budget. It shows us what we approved last year, what's being requested this year, and usually you'll have a percentage of what's been spent, so then you can kind of gauge, do we need to add more, do we need to keep it the same, do we need to take away, and it really makes things easy. Now, what we saw in our budgets tonight in every department is basically the only thing you saw was raises for our employees, which is super fantastic.
And this year actually a 4% raise for all the city employees, which is, it's great news.
Yeah, since I've been on council, we've seen a 3% raise every year. This is the first time I've seen a 4% raise, and that's one of the things. You got to take care of the people and take care of your city, and that's very, very important to us. So some of the things that we saw in the budget that I like, one of the things too that you can talk about in the budget are things maybe that the department's concerned about, they see on the horizon, or I wouldn't say wish list items, but things that you're looking in the future to improve the department. One of the things I really like is just talk about the parks and things that could happen in the parks and things that we're looking at in the parks. One of my favorite areas was talked about.
Parks,
The band shell was talked about a little bit tonight. We talked about we talked about improving areas. We talked about Chicago Park, and those things. We've got fans apparently. And one of the things that we do like is just talking about the future, because that's coming.
It is. And the more we plan for it, the better we are prepared when it gets here. So.
Yeah. Is there anything that you liked about tonight?
Well, I like the fact that we've increased the sidewalk reserve budget, $15,000. It's not as much as I would have liked, but it's a step in the right direction, and we're getting there.
Yeah. The sidewalk fund is one of the bigger, I think one of the best too, things that we do as a city where, hey, I want to improve the sidewalk in front of my house. The city will pay for half of it. If you apply for this, I wouldn't say grant, but you sign for this program. And it's really taken off. It's really been good. And one of the things is getting money into that, because we want better sidewalks in our community.
Yeah. It really helps the neighborhood out. If you have good sidewalks, people will get out and walk. It brings more people into that area, so we have to continue that program. And it's very well ran, and a lot of people don't know about it. So.
Yeah. So our budget hearings deal with a lot of those little things, and it's kind of changed because the state's kind of put certain things in with tax caps that make things a lot easier to kind of look at. But with our department heads putting in the work, it does make things easier. But you do get to talk about those future things. You've got probably a 15 to 20 minute window with each department head. Depending on if there's a bigger issue, it might be longer than that. But we haven't really had big issues, and a lot of things have been very positive and looking towards the future and how we continue to improve the city of Vincennes together. And that's something, Councilman Grove and I are big on. Like, hey, what can we do to continue to improve Vincennes to make it better tomorrow, to make it better the next week, the next month? And that's kind of our goal and our vision.
Planning goes into that. So I noticed the wish lists were smaller this year,
which is odd.
Yeah, it was odd. I don't know if we've been more prepared and got them more what they needed as time goes on, and those wish lists are getting smaller, but it was nice to see that those lists are smaller.
Well, the thing is too, when you look around the city of Vincennes, there's a lot of great things that are happening. Just look at every area, there's something, whether it's new investment or improved infrastructure, improved sidewalks, improved parks.
The improvements to the buildings.
One of the things that I did discuss a little bit tonight, and I'm hoping to see this in the next couple of years, a lot of people have asked us about the council having more say on these appointed boards. And that's got to be an area of contention for the council. I'm not saying that we really butt heads on it, but we've gotten to some arguments and differences of opinions, because there's a group of us that feel that we need to have council on appointed boards where you see a lot of tax dollars, because that's our responsibility. And some feel that you need to have somebody else on those boards. Well, one of the ways that I thought, well, we could fix that is you kind of change the structure of council. So what you would see is the president and the vice president are going to have to go to those meetings because they're in the leadership role. So we're talking like an RDC meeting where you see a lot of tax money in, USB meeting where you have a lot of tax money in, the Pantheon where there's been a big investment in. So the president or the vice president would have to go to these meetings and kind of be the voice. So it kind of strengthens that power structure with the council, but then also not only are they there to say, hey, this is how the council feels, this is where the votes would be on this situation, this is our priority, but then they could also relay that information directly to the council, kind of be the experts for that. I mean, you're in a leadership role for a reason.
That's right.
And it's important to be able to relay those things.
I think it will keep us more informed because we're not getting reports but quarterly, maybe biannually.
Yeah.
And now we're going to get reports every time there's a meeting.
Yeah, and that's the goal, to kind of change that. Now, it was discussed. It wasn't really agreed upon. It was kind of just thrown out there, and this is something that I've kind of been talking about for the last couple of months. Now, hopefully we'll see those changes here in the years to come, but I really feel that's going to be a strong way to kind of give council more say when it comes to tax dollars, because that's our biggest priority, is making sure tax dollars are spent wisely. And not only that, but the concerns of the citizens are met by these boards. Not saying that these boards don't, they do a great job, that they don't meet the needs of the taxpayer, but maybe we're hearing different things than what they would be hearing. And we want to make sure that we have a more direct line to those things, because like I've said numerous times, more communication is always a good thing. More openness is always a good thing. So that's kind of the angle that I went there and talked about that a little bit. And like I said, that'll be something to kind of keep your eye out for, so hopefully we can see those changes. But other than that, I mean, it was a really smooth night. We had some jokes in between, which kind of keeps the mood a little light. I mean, you're kind of looking through and scrolling through Excel sheets or looking through pieces of paper. It can get tedious at times. It gets tedious, monotonous. But it was a good night. Things are going well in the city of Vincennes, and hopefully we can keep this momentum going.
I hope so.
All right, there's your budget update 2019.